Hello all and welcome, and I am the MGTOW Philosopher. And in this video, I would like to talk about a story I came across in which 3 former Google engineers are suing the tech giant for paying women less and giving them worse career tracks and not trusting them with prestigious programming jobs. Who out there actually believes this shit is true? I mean, first of all, Google is probably the most feminist company on earth. They're certainly one of the most leftist. They censor people, they shut down debate, they're pro-woman in everything, they want men to have periods. I mean, you name it, they do it when it comes to feminism, feminazi garbage. They are behind it 100%. Hell, their CEO is a female feminist. So, I don't in any way believe that this is a true story. What I do believe is that women, as is typical of women who are feminists, and rabid feminists at that, they tend to see discrimination, sexism, everywhere they go. If something bad happens, they see feminism. They see discrimination. So let's see what this has to say. Kelly Ellis, Holly Pease, and Kelly Wazuri said Google favors male employees, which we know isn't true. We know that's not true. They fire people who have diverging opinions. Oh, you think we should be more diverse in our hiring practices by hiring people who actually have diverging opinions and not based on their race or sex? Oh, you're out of here. They said men were given more pay, better job titles, and better career tracks. I guess it couldn't be because men are better in general at tech jobs and you ladies might have gotten your jobs because of affirmative hire. That your affirmative action hires. That couldn't be the case. No, it could be that the men do a better friggin' job. Oh no, every time there's a man doing it better than a woman in any large-scale way, it has to be because of discrimination, because you hate women, because you are sexist. It couldn't be because Google is hiring too many women because of affirmative action, and women in general tend to be worse at these kind of jobs than men. So men, by and large, are going to flourish and do better than the women by and large. And of course, you as feminists see patterns where there aren't any, and you just see discrimination where there isn't any. If there's any disparity, meaning inequality, it of course means that there's discrimination going on because men and women are equal, and women are just as good as men, and they're just as good at doing men's jobs as men are. So there should be 50-50, and if there isn't 50-50 in everything, including pay and prestigious positions, then it's because of discrimination automatically. Okay. What a bunch of nonsense. Their suit says Google also gave heavier programming jobs to men, not women. Yeah, they gave heavier programming jobs. I see. They gave more work to men. Couldn't be because men have more stamina. It couldn't be because men tend to work harder, work more hours, and they don't have kids they have to take care of. They don't have any distractions, and they don't let anything distract them from doing their work. Oh, it couldn't be because of that. No, it couldn't be that women take more sick days, more period days. They want friggin' vacation time from when they have a period. Oh, it couldn't be that. They're suing on behalf of all women at Google. Oh, of course. Well, of course it's the case because women are collectivists, and if a woman figures as if she has a problem, well, all women are having the same problem, and she speaks for all women because the drop is the ocean, and the ocean is the drop. I see. Suit demands money back as well as a slice of Google's profits. I've always said it. All feminism is just a money grab. It's just a money grab. Google denies all claims and says employee promotion process is rigorous, meaning it's probably to some degree based on merit. Oh no, that can't be it, because then that would mean that men had more merit than women. Oh no, that's impossible. Men and women are equal. Meaning that if a man gets promoted, it can't be based on his merit. It must be because he's a man. Yeah, okay, that's interesting logic. It's circular reasoning, by the way. But hey, God forbid we use logic and reason. We are women. So let us read the main story itself. I've just highlighted the bullet points. 3 women who used to work for Google are now taking the company to court after they say it paid them and other women less than men for doing the same work, which is illegal. By the way, which is illegal. And they say the same work, but those men had different job titles and they had different jobs. Oh, but we were in the same department, so we were doing exactly the same work because everybody in the same department is the same, don't you know? Really? Okay, they're not different jobs. Do you mean you had the exact same job doing the exact same work? No, that's not actually what they mean. Let's continue. Kelly Ellis, Holly Peace, and Kelly Wizori all quit the tech giant after it put them on career tracks that they claimed would pay them less. Did they put you on career tracks, or you put yourself on certain career tracks by doing less work and having specialties or skills that qualified you for different career tracks, or career tracks that you didn't want, but you weren't qualified for another career track? Oh, no answer to that. I see. Oh, so this is all about money. Ladies, did you ever stop to think that you got put on a career track that would pay less money than something else because you as individuals, not as women, but you're three women who as individuals had less skill than the men they promoted? Oh, no, that can't be the case. No. Really? Why not? Vagina. On Thursday, they filed a lawsuit on behalf of all women at the company. All women! Wow. Like I said, it's all just a friggin' money grab. They know this is bullshit. They know it. I can't believe. Maybe they don't know it. That's right. Fucking indoctrination. These women are actually so dumb, and they went through university. That's right. So they've all been indoctrinated to actually believe this shit is true. That all of them are collectively being discriminated against by a company whose CEO is a woman, and the whole goddamn company is a feminist company that has affirmative action and is actually trying to hire more women than it currently has. It wants more women. What are you talking about? It's a patriarchal company that favors men over women. Are you kidding me? At the company over the last 4 years seeking lost wages, you quit. What do you mean? You got lost wages for the time you weren't working? No, you quit the job. Now they want to get paid for work they didn't even do, and a slice of the profits. Ladies, let me be honest with you. You were hired because you're women. You were hired because the company needed to portray a certain image. It wanted to portray a certain image of diversity that it doesn't actually have. But people in today's society, because they're stupid, they value diversity of race over diversity of thought and opinion. And because so many women tend to be collectivists and share the same kind of thinking, while men tend to be more individualistic in their thinking, if you favor diversity of thought, you're going to end up with more male employees. While if you so obviously you have to change things to favor diversity of race or sex, right? Okay. But do you understand, ladies, that you were hired just because you're women, not because you're good at programming? Oh, no, that's not the case. That can't be the case. I have to continue to delude myself into believing that I am equal and just as good as a man at these things, so I should be getting paid as much. And if I'm not, it's because I am a woman, not because I'm not as good at it. Okay, I see, ladies. Even after the company said it had destroyed its pay gap, there's no pay gap. Women are making more in 147 of 150 of America's largest cities. There is no pay gap. You're getting paid for the work you are doing. And by the way, the company isn't deciding what to pay you. The consumer is deciding what to pay you by what services they choose to do, as well as what skills. You are also yourself deciding what you will get paid based on the skills and aptitudes you have focused on developing. And clearly, the skills and aptitudes you have focused on developing don't pay as well as the skills and aptitudes that the men have focused on developing, not to mention the fact that the men do, and this is an objectively proven fact, work more hours, work more overtime, and have less sick days. So what are you complaining about? Oh, that's objective reality. That's not my subjective reality. My subjective reality tells me that your objective reality is false. Okay, then. Now let's see these ugly bitches. Hideous. Not as hideous as I would have expected, but the nose ring is, of course, obvious. And we only see her face, of course. I'm sure her ass is bigger than the chairs that she probably can't fit in. Yeah, and hideous. So we have ugly bitch number 1, ugly bitch number 2, ugly bitch number 3. And you know they're all, of course, feminists who, when they applied for the job, let the person doing the hiring know that I am an intersectional feminist and I believe in intersectional feminism, and I believe that there's discrimination, and I want to destroy the perception that women are not as good in STEM fields and as good at tech work as men, when all the case is really that you just want to steal jobs from men and get jobs you're not qualified for so you can steal that money and get jobs that you don't deserve because they pay good. I mean, I don't see you fighting to get into the garbage collecting gig or the sewer cleaning gig because those don't pay very well. The suit says the company kept assigning and keeping female employees in lower compensation levels. Keeping them there, or the women kept themselves there by not working as hard or by not having skills that would get them into higher paying positions. Oh, no, it can't be that the women... This is the problem. You see, this is where this equality bullshit backfires. So you promote this dumbass belief that women are being discriminated against and they need to get hired by companies. So you have to enforce these unequal, unfair hiring practices that favor women over men to get them in because everything's just so discriminatory. And you bend over backwards to make these women happy and not discriminate against them. And then... once you filled your company up with more women than it could have possibly got the jobs based on their own merits, those women turn around and sue you for giving them jobs that they shouldn't even have in the first place because you're not paying them enough, because you're not promoting them, and it must be because you're discriminating against them. Ridiculous. I have come forward to correct a pervasive problem of gender bias at Google. If anything, the opposite is the case. And that's the problem. Ellis said in a statement, it's time to stop ignoring these issues in tech. That's right. We need to get promoted and get that cheddar. According to the complaint, in 2010, Ellis was hired to the company's Google Photos department and placed in a level 3 position typical for new college graduates. Right. You're a new graduate. What do you expect? She has a degree in applied mathematics and a minor in computer. Listen to this very carefully, folks. Her minor was in computer sciences, not her major. So computer science is not her expertise, and she doesn't have an advanced degree, okay? She doesn't have an advanced degree in computer science. She doesn't even have a bachelor's, let alone a master's or a PhD. But she's a woman. So I'm a woman, so I can use feminism and ring the feminism bell and do some virtue signaling, and then I'll get a job that I don't deserve, because I'm a woman, and I should get it because, well, I'm a woman. Weeks later, Google hired a male candidate who had graduated alongside Ellis and put him in a superior level 4 position in her team, the suit claims. Could you tell us what his degree was in? I would bet you dollars to donuts that he had a major degree, an actual degree in computer science, not a minor, but a major and an actual degree. And by the way, weeks later, Google hiring that male candidate, essentially they were hired at the same time. They were hired at the same time, weeks later, yeah. Oh, her 3 weeks of experience in Google means that there's no way somebody was hired 3 weeks after her should be making more money, even though they have a friggin' degree in computer science, and I have no degree in computer science. I see, you paranoid cunt, you. That gave him a substantially higher salary, and he shouldn't have gotten that higher salary, even though he majored in computer science, and he had a bachelor's degree or higher in computer science, and I had 0 degree in computer science. Oh, okay. And opportunities for business, bonuses, raises, and equity. Opportunities you would have gotten as well if you had an actual degree in computer science. Being a minor in computer science means you have 0 degree in computer science. Despite wanting to give the company the benefit of the doubt, Ellis told The Guardian, men who were of an equal or lesser level of experience and talent were consistently given level 4 positions ahead of right, because you're a woman who expects special treatment and you didn't work as hard as the men, and so you just rode on their coattails, and you figure because you're a woman, you don't have to do as much, and because you're a woman, you naturally don't do as much. You don't work as hard, you don't have the stamina of a man, you can't handle the stress that men can have because, men make more adrenaline, and adrenaline helps counter stress. It helps you deal with stress better. You, as a woman, you have to work overtime, you have to work harder, stress wears you out because you don't make as much of it as men. Are you getting the picture here, honey? Did you stop to think that it had nothing to do with them being men and that it had to do with them working harder, putting in more hours, and doing more to get themselves promoted, which, of course, did actually have something to do with men, but only tangentially, because they were able to do those things because they're men. Meanwhile, she refused promotions? What? She refused promotions and she's complaining? What in the hell is going on here? She refused promotions despite excellent performance reviews because she hadn't been at the company long enough, she said. I'm confused here. Didn't she just... Didn't she just say that she wasn't getting promoted, but she was offered promotions and she refused them? What the fuck is she complaining about? Did she refuse those promotions just so she could later on sue the company and say they didn't promote her? But you refuse promotions. This is typical of a woman. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, they didn't promote you at the time and place that you wanted. They didn't promote you at a time that was convenient for you. I see. Aha. And that meant that by the time she did move up in the company, she was still behind those men. She said, yeah, that's your fault. That's your fault. Because those guys, when they got offered promotions, I guarantee you they took them because they're not fucking morons. If you'd have taken the promotions you were offered, you would have been at or above the level that they were. So what the fuck are you complaining about, bitch? You refused the promotion, and then you expected that the next promotion you were offered that was at the right time and place of your choosing would jump you ahead 2 slots when you hadn't done the job of being promoted to the new job for any period of time. So you wanted to be promoted to level 5 and just skip over level 4. You offered me a promotion to level 4, but I'm going to skip it right now and continue to work at my lowly level 3 for another year. And then a year later, they offered you a promotion. But it wasn't to level 5. Oh, no! They should have offered you a jump right over level 4, which you denied. You turned that promotion down. So, of course, you don't deserve to be promoted to level 5. You need to prove yourself at level 4 first. What is this woman smoking? Good Lord. Oh, my God. She also said that men tended to be moved to better paid back-end programming positions. Tended to. That means that it happened not all the time. What does that mean, tended to? That's a very vague, general loaded statement. They tended to be moved to the better paid back end. That's just like saying some women tended to be moved to there as well, meaning people were moved based on their merit. There was no policy on Google's part to move all men to a back end. It was sporadic. It was some men, meaning merit-based, which, of course, you object to because you want equality of outcome. I see. If 5 men get promoted, it should be 5 women, too. Yeah, right? That's just like that title line bullshit. While women given the front end, the parts seen by the user to work on. But you turned down promotions, you idiot. She quit in July 2014, but of course now she wants back pay for 3 years, even though she decided to quit the company. Are you kidding me? And turned down promotions. This is a joke. I guarantee you this lawsuit gets thrown out of court. Pease, meanwhile, was hired in 2005 and went on to manage more than 50 software engineers and product managers. Wow. So she had a high-paying position, obviously, and she was high up in the company, clearly. Managed 50 software engineers. Oh, but that wasn't good enough. That wasn't good enough. She needed to be CEO. She needed to be on the board of directors because, vagina. But despite having more than a decade of network engineering experience, the suit claims she was put on the lower-end, non-technical career track. What? No, it claims. She claims. She's a manager. She's management. She's managing a team. Okay. She's not happy with that, though. She wants more money. I've been telling you all. I'll tell you all before. I've told you all before. I'll tell you all again. It's all about money with these women. They just care about the prestige and the money. And even the prestige doesn't matter. She's running a team of 50 software engineers, but that's not good enough. That's not good enough because it's the technical career track that gets you to the highest, the best paying positions. Yeah, that's what she wants, even if she's not as qualified. Even if she's not as qualified and doesn't have the experience, because for the past 10 years, she had been working as management in Google, not in the technical area, doing the actual technical work herself. Try to explain this to women. You're mansplaining me. Yeah, well, you don't seem to understand, honey, so a man is going to try and explain it to you. Would you like me to have a woman explain it to you? Will that make it easier for you to swallow? Meanwhile, she says, men who worked under her, as well as a male peer who had performed less successfully than her, were put into prestigious technical roles. But were those roles above your role? Were they above you or just being paid better and performed less successfully than her? That's your opinion. Show me some objective proof of this. Oh, that's just like a woman where he was less successful than me. He performed less successfully than me. You say. All feeling-based nonsense. No proof of anything. Google then passed on giving her a technical track, saying that she lacked technical ability. Sounds like a reason to me. You lacked technical ability. Honey, you're managing 50 people. You were hired to work for a company that is a feminist company. It's well known as being a feminist company. It's a company that bans content producers, that bans the content of content producers, that is anti-feminist. It finds any excuse it can find, to attack anti-feminist, anti-leftism posts, content on YouTube it takes. The company has a clear bias to the left and toward feminism and toward women, and you want us to now believe that it's an anti-female company? Google shot itself in the foot. They hired too many women, and when the women didn't get advanced, when they didn't get promoted, and they, by the way, they were offered promotions they turned down, but when they didn't make the kind of money they wanted to be making, and a man got advanced ahead of them, well, that's, oh no, it's patriarchy. Oh, the company is anti-female. I'm going to sue them now. You idiots at Google shot yourselves in the foot. She left in 2016 after 11 years of working there, and when she quit, she was managing 50 software engineers, but that wasn't good enough because she had convinced herself there was sexism. This is what I'm talking about with these people, these idiots. They've been indoctrinated. They see boogeymen around every fucking corner. They see men in black just hovering around them, and oh, I hear the black helicopter. I hear the black helicopter. You can't hear black helicopters, but apparently it makes a kind of buzz that, oh, you can hear it. Oh, a subsonic buzz, I can hear it. This is fucking tinfoil hat bullshit. Wazori, the third and final plaintiff, was placed into a level 2 sales position in Google and considered the lowest possible for permanent staff when she joined in 2012. You got hired as a level 2 salesperson, honey. Right, okay, where's the problem here? That despite Google having hired her after acquiring her company, noting her 3 years of sales experience and giving men of equivalent knowledge level 3 status, okay. So now she's saying that she was discriminated against upon hiring. That men who had equivalent knowledge, did they have equivalent experience though? Was their experience equivalent? I bet you it wasn't. And I bet you they were probably better salesmen. You see, again, merit can't win. Any differences have to be chalked up to discrimination because men and women are equal, and equal years must mean equal skill and equal aptitude and ability, right? Wrong. Yeah, why don't you ladies go out there and try to play NBA basketball? See how good you do, even if you have had equal years of experience. Let's see how well you do competing. She said almost all of the higher track salespeople were men. Yeah, because men generally make better salespeople. Are you aware of that? Oh, no, there have been studies done about this, by the way, that men are generally better salespeople. They're more aggressive, they're more assertive, they're more imaginative in their sales pitches. Oh, no, that can't be it. It's just, because I have a vagina, so they hate me. I gotta love this victimhood mentality. Well, half of the employees in her lower sales track were women. Yeah, because women weren't as good at the job. Imagine that. Google goes out of its way to basically make a whole bunch of affirmative action hires, not based on merit, but based on sex, because there were plenty of men who could have done the job better, but they hired women instead because they wanted to fill a specific quota. They had created an arbitrary quota that only they know. And then what happens is, believe it or not, the women who were all affirmative action hires, not merit hires, ended up doing poorly and more poorly than the men who were hired based on their merit. How does that happen? Job levels, and Google spokesperson Gina Scilano contested the claims made in the suit to The Guardian. Of course, The Guardian is on the women's side because it just loves feminism and it loves tinfoil hat bullshit theories. Job levels and promotions are determined through rigorous hiring and promotion committees. Bullshit. Only with men. With women, they're just hiring women. It's a woman, hire. And pass multiple levels of review, including checks to make sure there's no gender bias in these decisions. Of course, there is gender bias. You're kidding me. She said in a statement. But on all these topics, if we ever see individual discrepancies or problems, we work to fix them because Google's always thought to be a great employer for every one of our employees, except the ones who disagree with your ideology, even politically. Then you fire them, like this poor bastard in this picture. The suit follows a critical federal labor investigation that made a preliminary finding of systematic pay discriminating among the 21,000 employees at Google's headquarters in Mountain View, California. Of course, because no one is more leftist and socialistic than the government. And no one is more feminist than the government, and will find on the side of feminists because they want their female voters to keep voting them into office. Please, there's no pay discrimination going on. There never is, never was, never will be at Google. The only difference is in merit and ability. The initial stages of review found women earn less than men in nearly every job classification. Yeah, because Google is fucking crazy for hiring women. They love the virtue signal by proving how progressive they are by hiring all these women in the tech fields. based on them being women and on their merit. Of course the women are making less because of all these stringent reviews that show women aren't doing a very good job, so they make less money. Duh! Google disputes the finding and says its analysis shows no gender pay gap. There isn't any. This is just the government virtue signaling as well. Ellis complained that such remarks were lip service and saying, we've been talking about these issues for a long time and it really hasn't changed. You quit. You got offered a bunch of promotions and you quit, you dummy. Oh, this is going to be one of the only ways to get these companies to change how they hire and compensate women. Bitch, you got hired based on no merit and you did a poorer job than the men. You're lucky you got paid anything. You stole a job from a man who could have done the job much better and been much more productive than you. Charges of gender discrimination have swirled at the Alphabet Inc.-owned company Google since the U.S. Labor Department sued it in January. Yeah. Amazingly, you don't see any of these labor departments suing for gender discrimination against men. Oh, no. The suit was intended to bar Google from doing business with federal government until it released thousands of documents related to an audit over its pay practices. The sides have been battling in court over how much information Google must turn over. Yeah, because these are internal documents. These are internal documents. Doesn't matter what they say. You don't want to release them to the government. Because that's not the government's fucking business. This is a private company. Well, it's a private company in that it's... but really, I don't buy that bullshit. I mean, it's publicly owned. It's a publicly traded company. It's publicly owned, and it's a fucking monopoly. So I don't necessarily buy into the whole private company argument. For the technical purposes, though, it is. The lawsuit also follows the hiring of a male engineer, the firing of a male engineer named James Damore. Gee, I don't see the government looking into that too much, even though he was fired for his political beliefs, who wrote an infamous memo circulating that blamed inherent differences between men and women on the underrepresentation of women in engineering roles. Yeah, he talked about biology. He has a degree in biology. He's a scientist. He knows what the fuck he's talking about. And I saw the memo, and it was 100% right. This is just all more smoke and mirrors bullshit by women wanting to grab more power, more unearned money, complaining that they didn't get fucking promotions when they turned promotions down. Absurd. You ladies need to go out, get new jobs, and stop playing the victim. But, of course, they won't, because playing the victim gets you cheddar. It gets you compensated in this reality. And this story is just another example of that. I am the MGTOW Philosopher. I wish you a good day. Please remember to like, subscribe, and if you can and want to, contribute to my Patreon. Have a good day, guys.